Hello, so this video is on types of abuse. The common held definition of abuse, which we all use in all of our trainings, is a pattern of behavior used by one person to gain and maintain power and control over another. One thing to note about that definition is that we are talking about a pattern of behavior. In other words, not just one incident. These behaviors can take on a number of different forms. Many people, when they hear the word abuse, think of physical violence. It's important to note that physical force is one means of power control, and it is far from the only. It's often just the first one the abuser will use. It's often not the first one, sorry. So, the different types are, you have physical. This is the type of abuse that many people think of when they hear the word abuse. It can be punching, hitting, slapping, kicking, strangling, that kind of thing. The second type is sexual. While sexual abuse can be a form of physical abuse, it's actually put in its own category because it can involve both physical and non-physical components. It can involve rape or other forced sexual act, or withholding or using sex as a weapon. An abusive partner might also use sex as a means to judge their partner and assign value. In other words, criticize or say something that isn't good enough at sex. 3 is verbal or emotional. As one survivor puts it, my ex-husband used words like weapons, like shards of glass cutting and slowly draining my life, until I had nearly none left. I didn't think I was abused because he didn't hit me. Usually, I had begun to believe his awful lies. How worthless I was, how stupid, how ugly, and how would anyone ever want me? Other survivors have pointed out that while the signs of physical abuse are apparent to everybody, a family or friend may notice them, the effects of verbal or non-emotional abuse are harder to spot and harder to prove. Emotional scars can often take longer to heal as well. So the fourth kind is mental or psychological. Mental or psychological abuse happens when one partner, through a series of actions or words, wears away at the other sense of mental well-being and health. The result of this, usually, especially over a period of time, is that the victim depends on the abuser more and more because they don't trust their own judgment. So there's actually a movie that's basically called Gaslighting, where he does this, and in it, it says at one point, he had called me crazy so many times I was unsure if anyone would ever believe me about the abuse. So 5 is financial or economical. Because abuse is about power and control, an abuser will use any means necessary to maintain that control. And often that includes finances. And then 6 is cultural and identity. Cultural abuse happens when abusers use aspects of a victim's particular culture or identity to inflict suffering or as a means of control, not letting someone observe their dietary or dress customs of their faith, using racial slurs, threatening to out someone as a LGBTQ to friends and family who don't know, so that kind of stuff. An abusive relationship can include any or all of these types of behaviors, sustained over a period of time and often escalating. The main domestic hotline number is 1-866-834-4357. If you want to talk to a peer, you can call the Intentional Sport Peer Line at 1-866-771-9276. The national hotline, called Stop It Now, can be reached at 1-888-PREVENT. Now, personally, I have dealt with physical, emotional, mental, and financial, and every type of abuse can kill you inside and make it harder to leave the situation, but there is support out there, and there is to help you. So, thank you for watching.